Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 3 of the 21-day challenge of self-compassion. So, you're in week 3. So, we've been through the mindfulness, we've been through the self-kindness, and we are now sitting in common humanity because we are following Christian Neff's self-compassion model here. And so, in common humanity, it's about with self-compassion, no, it's sort of that sensing that you're not alone, that you're not isolated out. You don't have to shoulder this, world on your own. The world is big and it's, as we call it in the world, VUCAD, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous at times in all of that. And so in this world, we're not alone. And but sometimes it feels like it, regardless of the fact that we're sort of got people around us, we still sometimes can feel like it's just us. Okay. So this week is really about going, hey, who are my people? Who are the people who on a great day I share my success with, who on just a general day, just I love having around, or on a bad day, I really need my people. Okay. And it's about this week taking time and reflecting and going, hey, when I've got a shared struggle, who do I do that with? You know, when I'm feeling stuff, do I look around and notice maybe someone else is feeling that too? And then, that gives me a connection there. It's This week is all going to unpack that for you and get you to think, who are my people? So, as usual, I have got the amazing Anne and the amazing Mona Lisa with me in this process of us talking about it this week for you to really get your juices flowing and thinking about how am I going with this self-kindness thing. And I know with some feedback we've been getting that this has been in some teams a great conversation point in the morning to go, hey, how are we going here? And so I think in the teams that we've got doing this, Common Humanity Week is going to be the big ticket week. Okay, because what you're going to notice more this week, more than any other week, is that coming together. It's that, wow, we're a team doing this together, and wow, we do have each other's backs, even though that sometimes it feels like we're all little silos, bumping into each other and irritating each other at times. We actually do feel what's going on here. And we do at times talk about it. And we do at times get cranky with it. But, what we do is we still come back and we talk about it because we're human. Okay. So that's sort of what we're getting into this week. And it's like knowing it's okay to have emotions. It's okay that sometimes we feel isolated and alone, and like the hyenas are nipping at our heels, ready to take us down. But is that true? Hmm. That's what we've got to slow down and go, is that true, or is that just a feeling that I have right now because I'm feeling tired and I'm feeling pressured and I haven't had any breaks today and I'm fatigued? Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So that's enough of me talking, but I'm interested to know, is that how do people notice the connection around them, their connection in? And I probably want to highlight how I'm very grateful for this part of self-kindness because me personally, and the Zest Again thing that we have here in this program, the company that exists only exists because of common humanity in my world, because I had a bunch of amazing people around me who had my back, who believed in me and said, yes, Sue, we need you to do this because we know you care about it and we don't have time to. So could you do this? And they believed in me and they've supported me. And I've been able to allow this thing to grow. And then I get like Anne's part of this common humanity thing as well. So Anne comes to me and goes, hey, Sue, I've got this idea. Do you think we can run with it? And I'm like, yeah, Anne, let's just do it. And so this is where, Zest again will now have 21-day challenges running 6 times a year, because we're learning that this is actually what Common Humanity is all about. It's about people contacting us and going, hey, Sue, we know you did this challenge, but we'd really like this challenge. Have you got one coming up? And we're like, yeah, come in September, we'll do that one. And so we're not alone. We know that people want to do this and join in and explore with their own group. So we're creating this vehicle, I guess, Anne. Is that the vehicle we've created here?
Yeah, if not a vehicle, and a nice little community of commonality, really, I guess.
Exactly. And then we've got, and then because it was because I am so fortunate to have this network of people who believed in me, like then I've found Mona Lisa who believes in it as well. And she's come on board and she's like doing this magic stuff as well and making it all, relatable and physically in front of you. So every day you get an email that sort of gives you something to reflect on and go and have a conversation with someone else about for the day. So that's how I really feel that I'm not alone, because Common Humanity is around me all the time. Like, where people, Sue, could you do this? And I'm like, yeah, let's, So I think to me, this week's really important because it kind of reinforces that I am where I am at the moment because of Common Humanity and the fact that there is so many good people around who really want, who want to connect and who want to look after each other and who really care about each other, knowing that the job you do out in healthcare land is super hard, right? And you're getting a bit fractious sometimes. You're getting a bit fed up and you're kind of reacting to each other at times. And that's not right, but you kind of can't stop it, And so I think that's where if you're doing this challenge, it's because you want to shift that. You don't want to be reactive. And so self-kindness, we know, gives us the time out so that we reduce our reactive selves.
Yeah.
So that's enough of me talking about that. But I'm interested to know, like, Anne's experience of Common Humanity and Mona Lisa as well. Like, I know Mona Lisa had something great happen last week that really reinforced it for her. But I guess, Anne, like, what's something that, with Common Humanity, is it when you faced a challenge this week that helped you remember that others experience similar moments to you and you're not alone? Or is it shared struggle? What's really reinforced this Common Humanity theme to you in your world?
I guess if we go to the shared struggle, and just before we get to that, when you were talking about the hyenas nipping at your heel, there's a really good I don't know whether it'd be a metaphor, maybe, of that image where you're a zebra and you're in a pack of zebras and you're the one who's super tired, so you want to be the zebra in the middle of that pack while the hyenas are at your heels. So
yes,
I guess that's where we all sort of need to come together and protect each other before the hyenas attack you as an individual. So
exactly.
So struggles, a girlfriend of mine who was a former colleague, this week was just couldn't get it together. Her mother's sick, her job is not great. She works in healthcare and things just weren't gelling. She was tired. She was A, B, C, D, E, right through to Z, as most of us do get sometimes.
Well, it's overwhelming, isn't it? Like you just it feels like everything's all at once.
Yeah, 100%. And I totally understood where she was, because 12 months ago I was there. And I realized I had to sort of stop, take a breath, step back, step out to realize that I needed to take time for myself. And so most people can't do that, and that's fine. And I probably couldn't do that either, but I did it because my alternative was not great.
Yeah.
So, and I see the struggle, I hear it in her words, and it's so frustrating because even though we aren't working together, she is getting those same common struggles that I had 12 months ago.
Yes.
So you know, I said to her, I said, you've got plenty of sick leave, darling. I said, go get a doctor's certificate, take the
Yep.
time that you need to heal, get your family in order, and then reassess. Like, take that
Yes.
to reassess. And sometimes we do need to take a step back, reassess, see who's in our village to help us get through that. So,
And it is that it's should, I have to let go of things to see that I can cope with this, but I'm going to have to let some stuff go
yeah,
so that I can cope,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And it's hard to, when you're stuck and you're so in the middle of your world
Mm,
and you're so heavily embedded and bombarded with it all,
yeah,
it's really hard to know, well, what can I let go that I can just focus on this one thing? So it's that beautiful thing. Well, work might need to go for a bit
yeah,
so that you can focus on the family.
yeah. And she said, I need to make, she said, I just can't find time to do these things. And I said, you will never find the time.
No,
You need to make that time. And
exactly.
she made time. She went to the doctor today. She made time to go to the doctor today, which was great.
Yeah.
And I said, well, am I making sense to her? It must be sinking in, I think.
And I think it's a really hard thing for people to go, I have to fix this because nobody's coming to save me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my world and it is mine. And no, there's no knight in shining armor that's going to bound through and go, it's okay, Anne, I've got this for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
No, it's actually I have to save myself at this
yeah.
point and I'm sinking and I got to do this.
Yeah, be your own
Yeah.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah. So great for
Hard as it
you
is. Yeah.
to notice that in her and go, I'm going to give I'm going to give her some advice that I should have given myself a year ago.
100%. I wish someone had said that to me. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. See, it's so that's that shared struggle, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you know how she feels because
Yeah.
you've been there.
Yeah.
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 So that's where common humanity, I think, is that beautiful thing that, yeah, connects us and sort
Yeah.
of really, yeah, kind of gives. And it's so funny, isn't it? Because I can get sometimes when I'm listening to things or watching things, I can get that shared feeling experience as well. When you're watching someone like talk and you go, oh my God, that was me. I,
Mm.
and then you listen to how they got through it and you go, I haven't tried that. I'm going to give
Yeah.
that a whirl.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I am identifying with that person that I don't know. I've never met them before, but their story is so familiar to my own that I feel like I can take something from it.
Yeah. Your aha moments.
Yeah, definitely. I've had that on so many things where I've just gone, oh, wow. I don't know you, but I'll thank you when I meet you one day.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Mona Lisa, what's your sort of thing that you've noticed with this common humanity thing?
Yeah.
What's a shared struggle that you has mirrored your own that you've gone, oh,
For me, one way I stay connected to others as I'm continue practicing self-compassion is since I'm mostly working on my own. One way is stay connected is by intentionally reaching out to my husband, even in small ways. For example, I might check in with him during breaks, share how my day is going, or simply spend a few minutes talking or being present with him. Even something simple like saying, "It's been a busy day today," helps me feel super supported and reminds me that I don't have to carry everything on my own. And I also try to be more open about how I'm feeling instead of keeping everything to myself. And
that's a magical one actually,
Mm.
because how often do we I'm going to call it as women,
mhm,
um, sometimes hold it all in and go, oh, I'm strong. I can cope with all of this.
yeah. hmm
Mm.
So I'm glad you said that. That's a really good point to raise. Instead of holding it all in, you're sharing.
hmm It's
Good.
different when you open it up than just,
Mm.
staying silent.
Mm.
You can
Oh,
express your
definitely.
emotions also.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Emotions are so like we've all got them, but we don't want to talk about them.
Yeah.
Like I don't like why? I don't know. Is it sort of still a bit of old world messaging? I don't know. Is it? I don't know why emotions are still a kind of a taboo-y type thing. You know, do you think? Yeah, I'm unsure. Is it because we don't understand them? What is that?
You well, as a child, you're always taught to, you know, suck it up, and you can fall off the bike, you skin your knee, get up, it's not that bad, suck it up. That sort of makes your feelings invalid. Then and
That's true. The old suck it up, buttercup, and pull
when
your
we
socks
share
up.
it, at least we're getting validation from another person. It's
And
that is right.
Yeah, and I think it is that, you know, when we do it together, particularly in a team, in a healthcare team, when we sometimes, you know, I'm just thinking of one team I've been working with recently, and they've been trying to categorize like the feelings they've been feeling at work, you know, like I've felt this and I've noticed this and I feel like we're not really there for each other at the moment, and I think it's because of this. And I think it's beautiful to be able to facilitate those discussions, because what you see them doing is I go, okay, well, that all sounds very heavy. Have you guys got any ideas of what you want to do to fix that? You know, and then they all sit there, and then inevitably there's one brave soul who says, well, I think, could we try this? And then another one goes, oh, yeah, but could we add this? And then another one goes, oh, yeah, I like that, but I'm wondering about this. And then before we know it, and I, at this point, am mute, I don't speak. But what I love about these group things is that you see this collective thing start building, and they create their own new rule. And it's, you know, and it becomes a collective resilience that they're doing with themselves, but they just don't realize quite what they're doing at that point. But it's a beautiful thing to watch. You know, and I think that what happens sometimes in healthcare teams is we are split up into 24/7 shift workforces sometimes, where we do not see each other all at the same time, because it's absolutely impossible, right? And then that splitting creates a division where it interrupts our collective resilience as a team. And so, you know, that's why our really clever leaders think about interesting ways to break that down and go, how can we create a new rule that best fits the group, knowing that the group is quite a diverse group of humans? You know? So I find that fascinating, actually. So yeah, I just like this week, really. I've got to say, this is probably, out of the whole challenge, 21-day challenge in self-compassion, my favorite week. What do you guys?
When they all come on the same page, they come together on that same page, and then the ones who don't want to be a part of that, which is fine, you don't have to be a part of anything you don't want to be. They're the naysayers, aren't they? They're the poo-poo ones, you know. They
may very well be the ones to then see the change down the track and go, I like this now. You know, they might need just a bit more belief.
Maybe I need
their common humanity maybe
before I get left behind.
Their common humanity may be way too low, so they're going to need a little bit more pep up to get there and believe. So I love it. I love this week. It's what I'm rounding off with. What about you two? What is that? Have you got anything else to add?
Just with like staying connected with your team. Previous teams, through my own volition, I would send out a daily email to those who wanted to be on that list, which is fine. If you didn't want to, that's okay too. It's just a positive affirmation. Like, positive affirmation is not the be all and end all, because if you're not in the right headspace, it's not going to work. But it's just that little bit of oh yeah, I can definitely take notice of that, and that's exactly where I am today. Or I've got a sister who might enjoy that, and then they share it. So they forward it to the people that they care and love about, and then they share it to their teams, and so it continues. And the feedback I was getting while I was doing that was one of, oh, I sent that to my sister. She's not feeling great today, but she loved that. So that sort of, and that was not in my intention to do that, but it was a great way to connect with my team, to put them on the good forward foot of a morning to go out into the world and
Exactly.
change it if they needed to.
It's just a perspective shift, isn't it? It's
A little
just
bit,
like,
yeah. It's not a
Isn't
big
it?
slap in the face. It's just a little
Yeah.
tickle under the chin, and just, you know.
Exactly. Not everything has to be like, you know, earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are just nice.
Yeah. And when you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. That's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Thank you, Anne. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And Mona Lisa, what have you got?
I think for me, like all the prompts have reminded me to treat myself with more kindness. And we're still on day 17. And also to recognize that there's a lot of support that is available. Sometimes all we need is to, like I always mention, to pause, to slow down, and also to allow yourself to receive support.
Exactly. That is a big point. Allow yourself to receive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we are the carers. We're always caring for others. And how can we allow care to flow our way? And when you're looking at the How Are Your Balls activity that I run as another part of Zest Again, I always ask people how are their balls at the beginning of my work when as a health coach and I work with teams. That's the first thing I do every time I meet my teams. How are your balls? Because we're looking at balance. And, and because you care so much for everyone else, you're so focused on others, allowing that in is so vital. So allow it in, guys, because good things come out of it. It is great stuff. Now, we only have got a few more days left, as Mona Lisa highlighted. It's day 17 of day 21 days. So it's coming to an end. And as we come to an end, there's always, we do want you to get to the end and redo your tool, the self-compassion tool, because we want to see, has this program had an impact? Has it made you have a little shift? Because long after we finish the 21-day challenge, I want to know, how is this exploration of even self-compassion and Kristin Neff's model going to help you think differently when you get to another big day at work, or a big week at work, or a big month at work, or, coming into June, where there's no budget left for extra staff anymore. So we're all skint on staff and we're overworking. Like all of those factors, how would this challenge help you to just tune into yourself and keep yourself balanced so that you don't burn out? That's what we're looking at here. So, be gentle with yourself, look around, see who is your people over this next week, and, thank them. If if they're great people, thank them. People love to be noticed that they're helping you. Okay, but so we take a lot of things for granted sometimes, and we don't say thank you enough. So you got some good people around you, say thank you. It's just awesome. It's just fun, and it's just nice. And we will have the Empathy 21-day challenge kicking off on the 1st of May. Just as a heads up, if you want to do another challenge, or you've got a team that wants to do it, or, whatever, we at Zest Again are not fussy. But the fabulous Mona Lisa will have us, a landing page and all of those things, and we'll be sending out things on our socials to get you to sign up closer to time. So, if you want to get the whole team involved because you want to do a wellness activity at work, get on board, like this is free, guys. Like it's a no-brainer, right? Just needs a bit of your time. That's all from me though, because I've talked way too much, but I've been super excited tonight for some reason. Super excited.
That's what we love about you, Sue.
Just, woo! Just so excited. So what about you, ladies? Have you got anything else I've forgotten?
No, I don't think so. I think it has been a good. This week has made me think. Actually,
It's been a ripper.
It has been a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.